Episode of the Everblack podcast is brought to you by Deathwish, Hotrods and Kustoms. Check out their Instagram for all their new t-shirts, caps, beanies, cups, and the all-new Atomic Death lineup.
Hey, this is Trevor Sternad from the Black Dahlia Murder here, and you're listening to the Everblack podcast.
Hey, human skull, this is Odorous from Guam.
Going to Battle Fear Factory.
This is George Corshunter Fisher.
This is Jasmine Double Drop.
This is Wade from Our Last Enemy.
The Magnificent Suicidal Tendencies.
Hey, this is Wednesday 13.
This is
Rex from Kill Devil Hill.
This is
Gary Lee from Sepultura, and you're listening to Everblack Podcast.
Nick, thanks for joining us on the show, brother. How's your night going? Are you having a cold one? I'm having a cold one.
Yeah, cold ones. I think it's probably number 6 or 7. So getting up there. I was trying to pace myself, but geez, 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, it's hard to do.
Got to start the week right. Well,
Yeah,
until tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll be ready for Monday morning to work again, mate. You know?
Well, the new Fake News album, Everyday Warrior, is out on July 22, and it's a shit ton
21.
of fun, man.
July 21.
21. Have I got that wrong? What's 20?
Yes, Wednesday.
It is the Wednesday. I have got it wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry. There you go.
I should know, mate. We've been waiting for so long for it, man.
Yeah, I mean, what's one more day, right? Like, no, fuck.
Yeah.
But it is a great album, man. And it's you know, with all the craziness that's happened over the last even 12 months, it seems like this album comes from a positive place and outlook, and going up against adversity and not giving up seems to be the message behind it. Is that what the title's referencing to?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, you know, like really, most people are everyday warriors, mate. You know, getting out there, just doing what they do, getting through the shit, on with life, you know. And like, yeah, all the shit that life throws at you, man, and everything that comes along with it. You enjoy what you can, man. Make the most of it, you know. Do what you can. That's what it's all about, eh? Like, yeah, it's been good, man. It's been good.
Absolutely. Well, you know, the song subjects, as we were mentioning, you know, it's got that positive vibe to it, but also, you know, it's a bit of a mixed bag, tackling things like aliens to partying to, of course, 2020. But what's the most personal track on there for you?
Personal. Oh, geez, look, a lot of them hit home. Like, it's funny actually. I guess "Life of the Party," which is a party track, and you know, Tim wrote the lyrics to that song, and he wrote it, and I'm sure he wrote it about himself, but I'm like, Tim, did you write that about me? You know, like, we can say that for any of the boys in the band. Like, we're all the life of the party. We all get stupidly drunk and try and fuck shit up sometimes, and that's basically how it goes, you know. So, yeah, definitely. There's a few that hit close to home, but that's certainly one of them. But everyone, which is, I guess, you know, Tim, our singer, wrote the lyrics for all the songs, and he's just done such a great job. Like, you know, he'd come back to us and it's like, wow, we could relate to it so well, you know. Like, we're only fresh, barely knew the guy in a way, you know, but we've built such a relationship so quickly with him because he's just come in on our level, straight on our plane with where we are, and it's perfect. He's written the perfect lyrics to the perfect song, so we couldn't ask for more, you know.
Did you know him before?
Not really, sort of. We know of his old band, Not to Regret, up the Sunny Coast. We've been in contact with him, and we've sort of been talking to him back and forth about, you know, singing duties, and the distance thing sort of was the key to him not coming on board earlier, really. But then we come to the point where it's like, look, we need the right man for the job, and he is the man for the job. It doesn't matter how far away he is, and it's definitely paid off. You know, it's the best decision we've ever made. Yeah, because, you know, with technology and everything we do, you can write a song at home, record it, send it to him, and, you know, he can put some lyrics over. You come into the jam room, it feels like you've jammed it out 10 times already.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, you've gone over and over again. So, yeah, it's a great thing, man. We're working well.
And what's the message behind the single Checking In? Because I've read the lyrics to that, and they seem like it's something about, you know, being there.
Well, I guess it's about, you know, friendships, where you come from, where you're going, where you've been, you know, like the people we run into along the way. It's basically just life. And I always say the same thing to people, you know, like you always seem to run around in the same circles, you know. There's always the same sort of people that you're going to run into regardless. I guess we're in those circles and other people aren't. There's people you'll never meet, you know, because they're in completely different circles, whereas some of those that are just running in that same crowd that you are, you're always destined to meet them. Now, if you don't meet them this week, you'll meet them in a year's time, you know. And
that's it.
That's that sort of thing, you know, like everyone, you know, the things you did when you were young and, you know, growing up and growing old and, you know, let's go do them again. And how good was it? You know, yeah, it's all about that. Yeah.
And, well, the video for that one is pretty cool. I mean,
yeah. No, we had great fun shooting. Sorry, what was that?
What school is that? Look, it looked really familiar. I was having like flashbacks.
Yeah, we were never supposed to publicize or name the school that it was at.
Okay, all right.
But like, yeah, I guess I could tell you, but you know, it's not meant to be public knowledge.
Oh, okay, all right, because
all right. that was part of the agreement. Was
all
you know, there's no make sure there's nothing that actually says what school it is or anything like that. But it was basically one of my local schools where I used to live and where my kids went. So we had some connections there.
There you go.
Well, yeah, but hey, mate, every school looks the same, man. Jeez,
I was like, I was looking at it going, oh man, that looks like the room where I wasn't doing maths and I was sitting there playing guitar.
Exactly. Well, that's it. That's why like, we talked about it, and they're like, "Oh, look, we'll just set it up in the shed and we'll just stage it to be a classroom." I'm like, "You can't do that.
I gotta go.
It has to be a school. Like people will know straight away." So it was actually that was the hardest part of that clip was securing a school that would actually let us in on the weekend to do our thing, you know. Like, but yeah, lucky I had a few inside connections there, so that helped, and we ended up getting the school, and that was it, locked in and done. So
there you go.
Yeah, it was a good idea, good theme, good fun, you know, something different anyway. So yeah, we had a ball. I love shooting film clips, you know, they're always good fun.
It is. I mean, it is hard work. You know,
it is hard work. It's stressful. It's hard work for me too because I've been appointed, you know, video director. You know, the boys just like, oh, we're making a film clip. All right, Nick, you go and do it. I'm like, oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, that's the problem. See, because I did a good job of the first one, they're like, oh, do it. If I had fucked the first one up, they would have said, oh, don't let him do it again. I should have done that. Yeah, as you know.
You're good at doing it, though. Look, there you go.
Yeah,
you know,
I actually quite enjoy it. I do like it. It is stressful, a bit of a head fuck, but once you get everything together and when you see the end product, it's so worth it, you know.
It is. Is our guitarist did our last video as well, and I was really blown away. Now he's kind of stuck with doing the job. Sorry, Jamie, but there's got.
You're doing good, yeah, I guess. That's the problem. I couldn't trust any of the other boys to do it because they'd fuck it up, be disorganized as fuck, don't know what they're doing. I'd be pushing them out of the way and say, hey, get out of the way, let me sort this out. I'm taking this over.
Yeah, see, I know, like if it was mine, it'd just be like stick figures. Just like, you know, like, was it like, is it Simpsons episode where it's like the really bad animation of Krusty? You know, yeah, it's like, what the hell was that? Yeah, that was
pretty much. Yeah, well, if I was drawing, that's what it'd be like. Yeah, video clips, not too bad there. As long as you got an idea, you know. Once you got an idea to work off the basis, just build off that. Yeah,
that's it. Well, I mean, you've also got a guest on the album from what's her name, Leah Polath.
Leah, yeah, it's actually Tim's sister.
There you go.
She's an amazing singer. Like,
she is.
Yeah, we'd never actually met her before. And, you know, Tim said, oh, my sister's a singer, you know, we'll get her to sing a guest track. And she come down and recorded it. And we listened to it back and just said, holy shit, boys, this is killer. Like, man, she nailed it. Like, unbelievable. But that's the only problem. We can only ever play that song live now when she's at the show, you know. So,
well, she's going to have to go to shows. Because she.
Yeah, well, that's it. She just has to go.
She's from a band called, what they called, Absalom?
Oh, I think, back a while back, yeah. I don't know she's playing in bands anymore or anything like that, but she's got some talent, that's for sure. She's definitely got a voice on.
Absolutely. And, you know, the band is obviously taken a bit of different direction from before, but, you know, the overall sound reminds me of, you know, the mid to late 90s era, you know, where it was just massive. That punk scene was just massive. I remember when it hit here. I don't know if you kind of remember it at that point in time. I was in school, and it was
high school, man. Like growing up in high school, 90s punk. It was great. Everyone liked punk. Everyone liked Pennywise and NoFX. And, you know, like you talk to boys now and they're like, oh, you still listen to punk? Oh, we grew out of that 20 years ago. I was like, what's wrong with you, mate? You know, like, that's what I want to get back to. Like, kids nowadays have got no idea what real music is, man. You're waiting for the punk to catch back in, but I don't know. There's just not enough bands like that to reignite it, I guess. Like, when it took off, it took off. It's crazy.
Well, I remember it. I was the kid in the metal, you know, into the metal stuff. Like, I was the kid in the Megadeth shirt, but I had mates that were, you know, wearing the Millencolin stuff and the, you know, and the Pennywise shirts and the, you know, and stuff like that. It crossed over, you know. You know, you were saying before about how like everyone hated each other. I only found.
No, they don't hate each other, but there's that rivalry. There's a rivalry.
Little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I found, you know, like I liked a bit of that stuff too. But it was such a massive movement, especially at that time. It seemed like you were either in a punk band or a new metal band. They were the two things, and like it was such a strong scene at the time. And I feel like you guys are kind of throwing back to that and bringing it back for a new generation. And I think
it's where we all come from, you know. We're all in our 30s, and you know, I don't want to say 40, but anyway.
I'm 40, man. I'm 40, and I'm a grandfather. So there you go.
Oh, geez, man. Well, fucking hell, I haven't gone there yet. But yeah, I just turned 40 this year, and that's scary enough. But you know, it's just like you go to a punk show now, and there's not too many people under 30 there. You know, like no one younger appreciates it. So it's just the way it is. But yeah, we grew up with that stuff, you know, and I've always played in punk bands for the last 20, 25 years, you know, and the other boys have all done punk stuff too, and a bit of metal and here and there, but we all got our roots, you know. We all love the Strung Out and Pennywise and NoFX and everything else that goes along with it. So we came together, and it was just right, you know. Look, we all wanted to make the same music, and you know, everyone has their own slightly different twist on what they want to do, and that's just what we put together in the bowl and mix it up, and now comes Fake News. So yeah, it's a great recipe, man, for modern melodic punk rock, man. Basically, that's it. Like, it definitely shoots back to the 90s, man. There's no denying, man. Anyone that listens to it can see that's where the roots are at, you know. We try and just bring it around.
But that's it, and it's modernized in a lot of ways too.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's and that's all it takes is that one or two bands to really ignite that fire again for that sake. It will happen. It's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, at the moment, I'm noticing it happening with new metal at the moment. I'm seeing it a lot of the moment. But you know, I think it's definitely around the corner. I think you guys are definitely going to be one of those bands that everyone's going to be going, oh man, Fake News. This album very soon. People are going to be passing that album and sharing.
There are some great punk bands out there now, you know, like current ones, like, you know, Authority Zero, Wilhelm Scream, much the same. All those boys that are, you know, release modern sort of stuff, but it, you know, it's just, it doesn't seem to take off. Never hits quite that level, you know. Like, anyone, whenever you say, oh, punk, people say, oh, Blink-182 and Green Day. It's like, well, but and you know, like, we're all biased, I guess, in a way with our album. Is like, we've gone over and over and over it again, and we love the songs, we know the songs, and you know, we keep saying, fuck, this is so great. Like, when people hear this, they'll have to love it, you know. Like, how can you not love it? And well, that's what we sort of figure, like, because they really, especially with Aussie punk, you know, there's a few good Aussie punk bands getting out there, but there's not enough. There's not that much of it, you know. So I reckon once this hits the road, it's going to get out there, and people are going to love it, man. And that's pretty much what we're predicting and what we're expecting. Like, it's just the way it panned out, you know. Like, and how can you not? Like, the songs are just great. Like, mate, I'll go to bed every night and I've got the shit stuck in my head from band practice, you know. The next day it's like, fuck, keep telling Tim, fucking hell, man, I've been singing your fucking words all fucking day. I gotta listen to something else, man. Like, but it's great, man. It's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's it. And it is awesome. It is a really awesome album, and it's fun. As I said, it's a fun as fuck album. Like, you know, right. and I think it's, you know, I'm seeing a lot of different sides at the moment with albums. They're either really dark and you know, this dystopian sort of thing, or there is that positive, because people over the last year, I guess, have been throwing themselves into writing, and it's a sort of reflection of where they're at and their outlook. But you guys seem to have really been bringing that positive vibes, and I think people are going to gravitate towards it because, man, a lot of people need those positive vibes right now, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And like, I'm pretty blown away with the response we've had from, the first couple of singles we released, and like, a lot of my mates, all the guys that love punk, I'm like, I know they're going to love it. But it's the other people. It's the people that like don't necessarily love punk. They're like, oh, I listened to your song today. It was actually good. I was like, oh yeah, thanks. Okay, I guess that's a compliment. Like they're just expecting it to be some trash punk or something, and they're like, geez, I actually liked it. And that's what it's all about, man. Like you can't ask for more than that. If you can have someone listen to it that's not a punk fan and go, geez, that's a good song. I like that. Like that counts for so much. Yeah,
100%. That's it, man. And of course, I mean, talking about all those bands before, you've had a run of really good supports, like good Riddance and No Fun at All, and Guttermouth and stuff like that. They're awesome bands, man. I'm sure they were bands that you grew up listening to as well. That must have been awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Like, where they're coming out, we're like, well, let's put in for the supports, we get the supports and like, fuck, this is great. I'm playing with fucking some of my idols, man. Just bands I never thought I'd get to play with, and it's fucking awesome. And it helped us along so much, getting supports like that. Like, that's what you want to aim for. But obviously the last 18 months, there's no such thing as international supports anymore. Yeah. So you're hard up getting interstate supports, man, because there's just no one touring. But I think when it comes back, it'll definitely be looking at that again. But it's the way to go, mate. As much as I love playing local punk shows and that, you get sick of playing to some dingy little bar with 40 people in it. You want to play to some decent venue that's got 300 people in it, with people that are there to see a punk show. And that's where we're at.
I think it's going to be all full steam ahead, man, as soon as it all opens up again. People are hungry, dude. They're like,
fucking nice. Yeah.
They just want to, all those tours that got postponed, people have still got them in the back of their mind, and as soon as they get announced again, it's all going to be happening, and I think you're going to be very busy, brother.
Yeah. No, that's the plan, man. I think we've put in the groundwork here. We've got it out at the right time, and we've put our name in the forefront of people's minds and in the promoters and stuff like that. So we expect to get calls, and we still do. Like, when someone's playing or touring or whatever, like, they're looking for us. But obviously, it's not the big internationals that you really want to see. But it's a start, man. It's as good as it gets at the moment, man. So you run with what you got,
Absolutely. And you've been sponsored by was it Beefies Pies?
Beefies Pies.
How good's that?
Oh yeah, no, mate, that's fucking classic. Like, we'd like to call it a sponsorship, but I don't think they would. But we love Beefies, it's a great pie. So we used to always feel ourselves eating the Beefies, and we got onto them and said how much we love them and blah blah blah, and they said, oh, that's great, you love them. So we're like, oh, how about a sponsorship? Just sneak that in there, and like, oh, we can't offer any sponsorships at the moment, but we'll send you a whole bunch of vouchers. So they sent us like 50 free pie vouchers and fucking 50 free coffees. Well, that'll do. Man, that's a sponsorship in my books, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So, it's pies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner when you go and past Beefies, that's for sure. It works good for Tim because he's up that way more than we are. There's no Beefies down the Gold Coast. You got to go up the sunny coast to get them. But anytime we're up there, that's what we're having.
Maybe you got to do a show in Beefies.
Show in Beef. That's a bloody good idea. We've never even thought about that.
There you go. Pie Fest.
Yeah. The next film clip, Beefies.
There you go.
We'll be working behind the bar, making the pies, dishing them out. Yeah, actually, that's good. That's bloody good. I'm writing that down now.
There you go, man. Yeah.
Beefies pies film clip. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. That's hey. That's why I don't get paid the big bucks. But you also played a sold out show at Vinnies last week, and I saw the pics.
Yeah. Like it was that was a single launch. So that was good to see because amidst all the bloody COVID lockdown shit, it was almost, not going to go ahead. Like, they sort of said, shit, do you want to put this show on still? It's a bit and ah. And it was a sit-down show, so everyone had to be seated and half capacity. And we're like, fuck, how are we going to go up and play a punk show to a bunch of cunts sitting down? But it was great. It was actually really good. Like, we got a really good response from the crowd. We just got up and did what we do, and yeah, people were loving it still. So yeah, it was well worthwhile, Yeah, it was a great show. But you want to play to full venues, at full capacity where they can stand up and mosh and jump and dance around. But hey, that'll come, man. That'll come. At the moment, it's the best you can get. So let's take it. Yeah.
That's it, man. I'd rather play a show than no show at all.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. Yeah, I reckon too. And yeah, like most people were glad to be out, even though they had to go under some sort of restrictions, and us as well. But it is definitely good to get out. But yeah, it'd be good to see an end to it too. That's for sure. I don't want any
Absolutely.
more.
Have you got more on the way? Like, are you got another show booked?
Yeah. Well, our next big show, which is going to be the real big show, is the actual album launch show. So Vinnies was just a single launch because the album's not out yet. But we're playing the Soul Bar on the 6th of August. Friday night, the 6th of August at the Soul Bar, Maroochydore. So that's going to be the album launch. Yeah, and they can have 160 people in there as COVID capacity, and that'll be standing up at the moment anyway. So that's going to be a good show. I reckon we should go a pretty good way to selling that place out too. Which that's what we're expecting anyway. We've got a few other good bands, a couple of Brizzy bands on the bill. We got the Walston Butchers and All Hours. So yeah, they're a couple of great bands up and coming. We've got them secured in on the lineup. So I think we've got a great lineup there. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a good show. But yeah, we're looking forward to that one definitely.
And then some beers and beefies.
Yeah, Beefies. Yeah, definitely. Probably breakfast at Beefies, I reckon.
Hey.
Beefies for breakfast.
I hear a song in that.
Breakfast at Beefies.
Yeah. You're not breakfast at Tiffany's.
Mate, you're full of. I'm writing that one down
oh,
too.
Mate, my wife says I'm full of shit, but I've got some ideas.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, dude, of course, what else you got coming up?
Yes, we've got another show up at 11 Dive Bar, that new the new venue up there up in Maroochydore as well. So that's mid-August, couple of weeks after. So that'll be good too. Looking forward to that. And then probably lock in a Brizzy show, maybe another Goldie show on that. But man, we're sort of looking towards the next recording even, We've got half a dozen songs.
Yeah.
They're sort of like they're in the bank, We're just ready to bust them out. At the moment, we're just concentrating on getting these album launch shows out of the way. And then we're looking at the next thing, like that's the one thing with fake news is we're always moving, like always going forward. Like we don't just sit on the one thing and say, oh, let's just sit on this and we'll just write that and bang, like a lot of bands I've been in the past, I'm one of the driving forces. I'm like, hey boys, when do we practice? Hey, let's do this gig. Hey, let's do a recording. Hey, let's do this. And in this band, it's like these boys are like, hey, we got another song. Hey, we're going to do this. Hey, we're going to do this. And I'm like, shit, yeah, this is good. I'm the one trying to keep up, man. So everyone's all go, all action, man, making it happen. They're like, that's, I think, the thing that's made a big difference with this band, actually being dedicated and getting somewhere is we're just always moving forward, Yeah.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Well, man, thanks for hanging out on the show. The new Fake News album, Everyday Warrior, is out on July 21st. I didn't fuck it up that time.
Definitely. 2-1.
2-1, not 2-2. Get a day earlier, people. We'll have the links down here. Brother, thanks for hanging out on the show. Cheers to you, my man. And,
thanks for having us, man. It's been good.
Yeah, and tell the other boys I said congratulations, and we'll see you very soon.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I'll see you around the traps for sure. You'll be hearing more of us, man. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely.